Hi, this is episode 4 of our Blade Runner campaign. We are running the introduction set, starter set for the Blade Runner role-playing game. I apologise in advance if this is a little bit disjointed. We haven't played this for quite a long time. There's a substantial gap in time between when we last played, so I apologise in advance if things are a little bit disjointed at time, but we'll see where we go. So I'll quickly get the players to introduce themselves and their characters. Can we kick off, please, with B?
Hi, I'm B. I'm playing Oelsen Bakker, an enforcer with the LAPD.
And Bruce?
Hi, I'm Bruce. I'm playing William Novak, an inspector for the police department.
Okay. Nick?
Hi, I'm Nick. I'm playing FN9 2.39 Fenna, lead negotiator and interrogator for the LAPD.
And finally, Andy.
Hi, I'm Andy. I'm playing Percival, who's a replicant analyst.
Very good. And just to be clear, when they say LAPD, the specific branch they're working for, this is Blade Runner, they're working for the Replicant Detection Unit, or Rep Detect for short, which is based out of LAPD Central. And yeah, as we ended the last session, they were just starting the night shift, which had resulted in all of them going back to their homes and trying to get some sleep. Prior to that, they had done some investigations. They'd interviewed some suspects. They are looking for a missing member of the Rep Detect unit called Leah. She is another replicant, a Nexus 9 replicant who works for the Rep Detect unit. And she was out on leave with her partner, her police partner, and they were in a bar called the Snake Pit. Then there was an altercation, and Sandor, the partner, was killed, and we haven't seen Leia since. So that is the mission. They've been assigned to do this. Initially, it was just the three of them, and Fenna was added in as extra pair of hands after a couple of shifts. So let's see. They've managed to pursue this through the Snake Pit itself. They've investigated Leia's apartment, and tracked her movements from the Snake Pit to an area called Alamoid Row. Alamoid Row being the section of Los Angeles which has all these shops, or many shops, selling animaloid creatures, synthetic animals, replicant animals, basically. However, the sleep has not gone completely smoothly for everybody, as in the middle of the night, Percival was awoken by a call on his vidphone. He responded to find Iris looking very flustered. Iris was a dancer at the nightclub where the initial altercation took place, where Sandor was killed, and she was the one performing at the time when the incident took place. She appears to have been not involved directly, but she was the dancer who was being harassed when the whole thing kicked off. She calls Percival, looking somewhat flustered, and telling him that someone's broken into my apartment. Someone's come in here, and there was a man, and I had to run, and I think someone's after me. And she was very worried. Percival told her to go to a place that she's near, a coffee shop where there's people, so she was in public, and had some uniformed police officers go out and pick her up. She has subsequently been brought to LAPD Central, the Rep Detect unit, and is currently currently sitting in one of their interrogation rooms, waiting for someone to turn up. The first person to turn up is Fenna. Percival called Fenna, being the appropriate person for the job, who immediately volunteered to come straight into the Rep Detect unit to talk to Iris. Meanwhile, Novak and sorry, it's been a long time. I can't even remember everybody's name. Oelsen have not made their presence felt in this particular scene yet. So, Fenna, you arrive.
Sorry, just to drop one quick thing. The
Okay.
two uniformed officers have then gone to Iris's apartment and have secured that location.
That's
and
correct.
have
Yes.
confirmed it's been trashed, and I think they said it's got anti-replicant graffiti on it.
That's correct.
Yeah, okay. Apologies to interrupt.
Okay. Fenna, you arrive at the detect unit. You pull your skimmer through the rainy night sky, through the neon, and pull onto one of the landing pads on the top of LAPD Central. Get into one of the many elevators that takes that interminably long trip all the way down to the floors that you're based on. Proceeding through the corridors, past tired-looking detectives and officers, you find the dancer you know as Iris sat in a interrogation cell. She's been made fairly comfortable. They've sort of bought her coffee and something to eat. She's looking a bit nervous. Her picture should be available to you.
It's in
Let me
the,
just
it's
get
in the
myself.
it's in the handouts.
Yeah.
Very good. So just to remind you, or do I need to remind you? Yeah, you've got it already. Her. Oh. Her even.
Mhm.
She's sitting fiddling with a large plastic container that formerly contained coffee, looking slightly worried. Have you met her before? I'm not sure you have. Did you arrive after?
I don't think I personally have. I probably have the notes from when they met her, the rest of the team, but I came in after that meeting took place.
Okay, as you walk into the interrogation room, she jerks out of a sort of half-asleep state and focuses on you with a puzzled expression on her face.
Uh, Hello, I'm Fenna. I'm assigned to the team that's been I've recently been assigned to the team that's investigating the nightclub shooting, and I just happened to be the first one to get down here. Others are on the way, more familiar faces that you may recognize. Uh, my first question is, are you okay?
Yeah, I think so. I'm okay. Uh, she looks quite. She looks shaky, hyped up, nervous.
Easy, easy. You're in safe hands now. All right.
Okay.
Now, have you noticed anything strange in your day to day, either today or in the previous few days? Any strange people following you? Any strange vehicles that look out of place that you haven't seen around your area before?
No, nothing. But there's that guy that came to my apartment. I told Percival. Where's Percival?
He's on his way.
Okay. Okay. Um. Yeah. No, everything normal. Someone was shot
Okay.
in the club last night. Nothing's been normal, and ever since
Right.
then, weird people have been hanging around all over the place. Those humanity first nutters, other people. Everyone
Okay.
seems to be blaming me, and I don't understand why.
Well, we'll get to the bottom of it, all right? Percival's on his way. Once he gets here, we'll get him straight to you, okay? And he can
Okay.
debrief you.
See,
And then
picks up
I'm
a
gonna leave the room because clearly the subject is like very agitated and has a already has a point of contact that she trusts. So I'm going to leave that more in Percival's hands rather than try and interrogate her as an unfamiliar face.
See, yeah, okay. Picks up a packet of cigarettes, finds it empty, and scrunches up and flings it aside. Am I
Uh,
stuck in here? Am I under
I
arrest
don't.
or something?
You're not under arrest. We're just making. We're. This is just the best place for us to talk to you. All right. Percival's on his way. He's gonna get here. It's all gonna
Okay.
be okay. All right.
He
And
starts.
I don't. I don't know if I have a pack of cigarettes on me. Would I have a pack of cigarettes? I don't think my character is a smoker. I am going to step over. I'm going to go over to the door and open it and look and see if there's any uniforms walking around, or any other cops walking around?
Well, tend to be uniforms actually on these decks because this is the
Yeah.
rep detector unit.
Yeah. Okay.
There is a detective looking tired, stomping his way along the corridor.
Hey, detective, you got any smokes on you?
He reaches into his pocket, pulls out a battered pack, and pulls out one and hands it to you.
Thanks. I take it and I give it to Iris.
Oh. When he sort of peers in and sees you've got Iris in there, when he realises it's for her, he pulls out a couple more and hands them across.
Thanks. And I'll pass those over
Well,
to Iris.
Oh, he doesn't say that then. Okay. He sort of nods and walks on. Okay. Percival, you arrive 10 minutes later.
Okay.
You pull into the room. She sat there, improvised ashtray improvised out of a plastic cup. Someone's bought her another cup of coffee, and when she sees you, she brightens a little bit.
So is Fenna
goodness
in with
me.
her still?
Yeah.
No, yeah, yes, apparently she
Yeah.
is.
I'm there. I'm just kind of keeping her company and trying to keep her calm.
Okay. I shall. As I enter, all right. I want to just try and observe her while I'm talking, just so you're aware. I'm assuming that her story is entirely true, but in case it's been faked in some way, I'm just trying to see if anything she says doesn't ring true. Okay? Yeah?
Yes. Okay. Right.
Okay. So, I just well, hello again. Sorry, I don't live very close to the station, so my apologies. It took me a while to get here.
That's okay. That's okay. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening to me. And yeah, I guess I can feel safer in here. But yeah, I had a bit of a shock.
So please, can you
Your
tell
friend's
me?
been keeping me company.
Oh, he's sorry. Has it? Is Fenna male or
She,
female?
female.
Female.
Email.
She's very yes. She's a very good detective. Now, can you take me through again what happened? You said that someone broke into your apartment and threatened you. Can you take me through it all again, please? And
Yeah, sure. So I got back to my apartment over in Sector 7. Gives you an address, and walked back into the complex, like I always do. And when I got to my door, I tried to unlock it, but it would unlock, but then it slid open because like someone had broken the lock or something. And so I knew something was wrong when I pushed it open because the paper was a mess. I mean, I ain't exactly a tidy person. Yeah, I don't keep myself exactly tidy, exactly immaculate, but I can see when something's wrong. I mean, it wasn't just a few clothes on the floor and stuff like that. It was like everything had just been torn up and thrown around the place. And then I saw the graffiti, and there's graffiti all over the place as well. Kind of replicant, go home, all that kind of crap. It's pretty. I grabbed some stuff, grabbed a few things. I tried to grab my jewelry and other stuff. I just wanted to get. Was going to go to a friend's house, maybe lie low for a little bit, but yeah, my jewelry had gone. So I wasn't sure what to do, so I started to run and just grab some clothes. I left the building. As I walked out of the flat, there was this guy there. I didn't hesitate. I pepper sprayed him. I had a can of pepper spray, and I just kind of went for him like that. And then while he was out with the pepper spray, I just ran for it. I just ran for it and grabbed the nearest cab that I could. That's what happened.
and sorry, why? What did he say or do that
He
made you?
tried to. He was in my way. He came in through the door and was like in my hallway.
And he was trying to threaten you,
Stop me from leaving.
stop you from leaving. Okay. Okay.
I don't know.
Right.
Is that wrong? He was in my house.
So he was in your, sorry,
He was in my home. Yeah, he's in my hallway.
hallway of your house or of the apartment block?
My flat.
Of your flat. Okay. Right. Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you meant in the apartment block. Okay. Right. Are there cameras in your apartment block entrance hall? Security cameras.
As far as I know, yeah, there should be.
Right. I want to try. Well, so Chris, what I want to try and do is, I don't know whether this is best done by trying to get hold of that records or get her to basically talk me through a sort of electronic photo fit. But I want to try and create an image of what the man looked like, or just get a camera footage if that's easier.
Okay, that either requires you going down to the Esper wall, which is where the city cameras are concerned, or talking to her and trying to get a suitable photo fit from her like that. Or do you want to split task to do? Which do you want to do? Because either one is kind of your shift's work, really.
Gotcha.
Okay, however, you can both give me a. I need a copy of a character sheet here. Let's see. Insight check on her.
Insight.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah. She's upset. She's telling the truth. From her, what she's saying, you honestly couldn't tell whether or not the guy that she pepper sprayed was anything to do with the break-in or not. But yeah, I mean, her story rings true to both of you.
It could have been a
From her
neighbour,
point of view.
a neighbour coming to lend aid.
No, she gives enough detail to tell you that, in addition to my own little role play there, that it wasn't anyone she knew.
Right.
It
Okay.
was a tall guy, big guy. He was about 6'3", 6'4", dressed in a black jacket. She gives a quick description: black hair, scar on his face. Didn't know him.
Right.
Clearly, he was there to replace the smoke detectors in her apartment, and just was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
You think so? She says. I hope not. I feel guilty.
I'm
What's he doing that way in the morning?
Um.
I'm joking.
Okay. What I will do when I get a chance then is go and review the Esper wall to try and get footage from her apartment block to see if it fit the man, and then backtrack to see where he came from, where he's gone, etc.
Mhm.
Right. Okay. Meanwhile, Fenna, what do you want to do?
Question. Okay, so we've got a general description of the man. So what I want to do is I want to go through our files on known members of this anti-replicant group, and see if that description matches up with any of them, so we can get a affirmative ID on this guy.
Okay, you do that. Fine. Okay. Right. Let's start with that. Can you give me a connections check, please? I'm just going to resolve this fairly easily. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. By the time you finish looking through known members of the various Humanity First groups operating in the city around here, you don't find her description. By the time you manage to dig through and get a slightly more specific description from her, you spend some time getting a more detailed, but not quite a photo fit, but something a little closer. She doesn't seem to match any of the known enforcers or people working for any of the Humanity First groups, or the Humanity First group.
Okay.
We are fairly sure of that. Andy, do you want to quickly give me a tech check on the Esper wall to see how you get on with the?
Yeah. Just before I do that, with her, I'm just going to make what does she want to do? Does she want to stay in the police station, in the Blade Runner, the Rep Detect unit, or does she want to go to her friends?
She says, "Could you could you drive me to a friend's? Could you get someone to take me to someone? I've got an address. So I can."
Okay, I will arrange for a uniformed unit to take her.
Okay. I know I said that you can get uniformed assistance without any without any promotion point cost, but don't push it too much.
Okay.
But okay, yes. There you can get it. That's the sort of thing that they can do for you. Yeah, she gets a run back to. All right.
Okay, and then a tech check.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Get a push.
Right now, Hasek, I've rolled. Do I get to push the? I've rolled a
Right,
1.
you can push, but if you push, then that one remains and becomes a stress point or a loss of resolve. Sorry. I was explaining to everybody just earlier that I keep using the word stress instead of resolve because other games I play have with a similar mechanic call it stress. So just that if I keep
That's
referring to
okay.
stress, I
I'll
mean resolve.
probably do the same because it's called Stress in Twilight 2000 4th Edition, which
precisely.
uses a very similar system.
So, I'm going to. So if I push, I'm definitely going to take one.
You're definitely going to take one, yes.
Right. I think this is important, so I'm going to push. No, I just.
Cool.
Have I? Is it this character? I've got something that allows me to push twice. No, don't.
Yes, you're a replicant.
That's it. So I can push a second time. Do I just still take the 1 resolve?
You, as far as I understand it, yes, you will take the one resolve.
No, it's knocked
That
me off
doesn't
another
let you.
resolve point.
Sorry?
I've gone from 3 to 1 resolve, so it's cost me 2 resolve.
No, it costs you one resolve.
Okay, no, it's done it automatically on the system. So I should put a resolve back on.
Hold on, no, but don't. Rules question. Maybe it does cost you an extra resolve point in that case. Do you want to cancel that and not do it? I thought it didn't cost you an extra resolve point, but obviously it does. I trust these pretty well. Free League do their Foundry front ends pretty thoroughly in terms of mechanics. So if it's taken too
Something
often,
about
it's probably correct.
it still costs, but for a replicant, it does. They can't get stressed or they can't fumble or whatever it is.
No, I think that. Right, I'm just going to take the extra resolve because I've done it. So I've got one. I have now 1 success.
Okay, right. In that case, you're able to find. It takes you some time and it's difficult, more difficult than you'd expect. This is in the middle of the night. You've been woken up, so effectively, what that's done is reapplied your stress for not resting properly.
And cost me more.
You then find yourself working your way through the maze of cameras, and it's difficult because in this downtown section of Sector 7, there's a lot of cameras out. Whether it's vandalism or just poor maintenance, you don't know. But it just takes you a long time to navigate through the network, and you find yourself getting frustrated with yourself and starting to feel like ever since this whole thing with Lair came up and Iris came up, that everything's been very confusing, and that caused you to have another stress point. Okay, but you do find something. Eventually, you find that her building itself hasn't got any security cameras. However, check at 12:19. Let's say 90 minutes past midnight. You see a group of 3 people. One physically large, one notably physically large, one notably physically small. So you estimate 2 men and a woman, all dressed in black with hoods pulled down, wearing hooded coats pulled down over their heads. As they approach, the camera angles you can find none of the doesn't get a decent picture of any of their faces. They appear to be forensically aware in this respect. You see them approach the door. One of them pulls out a device and swiftly gets the front door to the building open. You then are able to observe them leaving about 10 minutes later two of them leaving about 10 minutes later. Sorry, the physically large individual has not exited with the other two.
So he seems to have probably hung around in the building and then waited to find till she's come back, gone to interact, and she's pepper sprayed him. Okay.
That's what it looks like.
Okay. Has he then left? So she's left and got into a cab. Has he then left the building?
All right, yeah, okay. So subsequently, yes, you see yours. You see her come out, flag down a cab. You then see a few minutes later. No, you don't see him leave.
He doesn't leave the building.
Not through that exit, anyway.
No. Okay. Right. I don't know if this is possible or maybe it's not possible because I only got the one success. Can I try and cross-reference other exits, cameras and other exits, try and find him leaving?
Not with one success.
Okay. Okay. So could I spend another, if it's relevant, could I spend another shift in here trying to trace down the cameras?
You could.
I'm not about to do that, but just to check.
Andy, roll me an extra d12, please.
An extra d12, just
We have forgotten that when you roll and you're in home base, you get an extra dice. You get advantage.
Oh, okay.
So apparently the thing with androids, the replicants, is they can push their dice rolls twice, not just once.
Which is
Yes,
what I
that's
did.
what it did.
I've just read the rule. It looks like you take the stress twice.
Yes.
Yep.
So I think
Yeah,
I think is correct. Right, I got a 9 there, which I believe is another success.
That is another success. Okay, because you've got access to the ESPA wall, rather than you're trying to do this through the remote terminal or through one of the systems elsewhere in the city, you are able, in actual fact, to more smoothly interact with the digital systems that run the cameras, and you are able to track him. In actual fact, leaves through a fire exit 5 minutes later.
5 minutes later, okay. And that doesn't appear to have kicked off the fire alarm.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, that's interesting. And can I try and track where he goes? And also, because he's been pepper sprayed, he might be a little less cautious about cameras and stuff like that. So maybe I'll try to see if I get a picture of his face. Obviously, I've only got the 2 successes, so at some point I can't find anything more. But
How do I make these? Right, I will try something, and if I click that brings that up. How do I stop it from being like private GM role? You shouldn't see this.
oh, we've got question marks on screen.
Ooh.
Oh dear.
No, he does continue. He's walking with a bit of a stagger and a bit of a stagger, and he's wiping his face, but he's keeping his hood firmly down over his eyes. You're not lucky. You don't catch an angle that you can see him from.
Okay, and I mean the camera, the ESPA camera network is not infinite. So do I get to a point where I lose track of him? And
Eventually, yeah. I'm sorry.
yeah, that's right. That's me for the shift.
Okay, that's you. That's Fenna. So right, I think it's now the morning shift.
Just for roleplay purposes, I have then gone back to my desk and have dozed in my desk for a cat nap to try and catch up a bit of sleep.
Okay.
Won't have any game effect, but just
Yep. Very good. Right. Okay. Do you want to discuss what you're going to do for day 2, shift 1, morning shift?
Yeah, I've just been going through my notes, just trying to figure out, what we'd done and where we were kind of at. Did we ever speak to Styles?
yes, we spoke
Yes,
to
you did.
Styles.
Did we get anything from him?
He said he didn't know Lair initially. I've got here that he went to the Aurelian shop, and he then went to Thomas. I think we talked to him and then followed him.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, I just tracked his movements. He was the witness to the murder. He didn't know Leia or Sandor initially, but got involved. He is human, but I think he's quite friendly with replicants from memory. My notes are quite.
And then the other
vague, I have to say.
Cool. The only other three notes that I've got are Bullet Bob's, Doc Badger. Do we know what Doc Badger is?
Not bad is the pawn shop.
The pawn shop.
But
We've
about
not
Bob's, they haven't been there yet.
Okay.
So
And then so Bullet Bob's, Doc Badger, and then the Replicant magazine, the anti-replicant magazine place.
Bullet Bob.
Kill magazine. Kill magazine. So we haven't been there either. Yeah.
Right. No,
Cool. All right. So we got. So those are 3 places that we haven't been, and we're following up on Iris's attacker as well. So
Well,
there's sort of 4 threads.
well, Iris attacker's not. There's not much doing Iris attacker apart from possibly going. I could go and look at the forensic stuff at Iris's apartment. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's Bullet
Yeah.
Bob's. Bullet Bob's runner supplies. I've also got a note that Lilith Memory Labs provided Leia's memories,
Oh yeah.
and I can't remember if I've told you this or not, but I will say now that something that's been. I'm assuming the 4 of us are gathered at the Rep Detect unit.
All right. Okay, we're gathered about the tech unit before we have this conversation, are we? Okay.
Well, no, I'm just having this as a player conversation just
Okay.
to get resituated. So I think those are all things. I just want to get everybody those are all things that we could investigate, so we can now get back into base and role play it out. But I just wanted to kind of be clear what we sort of knew.
Right.
All right.
So I think we
Well-
should meet up for a chat. Where do we want to meet? We'll sort of be communicating via our Kia things.
Well, to be fair, I don't know what you guys are going to do, but it's morning, so I'm going to go to a noodle stand and get some coffee, noodles, and a newspaper. It takes a little while for this old body to get warmed up.
It's Blade Runner tradition to get noodles at a noodle stand.
It's breakfast noodles.
Absolutely.
Noodles for every meal. What are you talking about? It's always noodles. Like
I should be
as
unconventional and get a
as
breakfast
is
sandwich.
tradition. No,
I shall come and get some slightly different food from an adjacent stand and join you.
yeah, I'll probably also get food from a nearby stand. Honestly, donuts are pretty
Okay.
traditional morning cop food, so I'll probably get some of those.
Okay.
So
Very good.
Willem's going to be sort of hunched over his coffee, slurping noodles, trying to wake his old body up and get the day started, trying to remember what's been going on the night before. He's had a good sleep and he can probably sort of booting up his memory, trying to figure out what's going on.
Is Oelsen joining us? Oh, B, we've got no audio. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's better. We can
Oh.
Oh,
hear
you're
Hey, they're quite
faint.
quiet. I'm going to make you louder. If I'm ignoring you, it's because you're very quiet. You there?
Yeah, it's still very. Yeah, it's still very choppy. Can you hear me?
you.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Turned you up.
Right. Okay.
Go on, B.
Sorry. Yeah, I'll be following. Everybody else. I'll be there.
Okay, right. Okay, as you're various in different locations, getting yourselves up in the morning and stepping out into the rain, making your way to your spinners, Novak, you're just walking along when your vid phone, your phone rings.
I'll glance down at who's calling me.
Deputy Chief Holden.
I'll pause for a moment. All right, I'll answer it. Hello,
Novak?
Holden speaking. Yeah, sorry, yeah, Novak speaking. Yeah, sir.
What the bloody hell kind of investigation are you running? Which of your people? Someone has been talking.
Talking to who, sir?
Have you looked at this morning's Kill magazine?
He glances around quickly to see if there's a Kill magazine lying around.
There's a stand. Yeah, there's a stand nearby with it selling.
I'll
and
stride
you
over
see-
there.
Okay, let me just show players.
Just taking a look now, sir.
You see that?
That's just brought up the mugshots and the handouts.
Yeah, should have showed bought the handout showing something weird's happened. Sorry, that did not work.
Oh yeah.
There it is, right. That's the
Yep.
one. So someone has leaked all the details of what's going. This is supposed to have been kept a secret. One of
Not come
ours has
from
been
my-
killed. One of ours is missing.
Not come from my unit, sir.
Damn well make sure it hasn't. I'm getting hell from upstairs and I'm getting hell from across the road. Wallace Corporation is furious.
We're following up the final clues now, so we're on it.
Have we got a solution yet? Do you know who did it? Do you know where she is?
Oh yes, sir, but we're narrowing the clues down.
Right. Find out where that leak came from.
Could have come from any number of people. There were several uniforms
You
on
find
duty as well,
out.
sir. So
He hangs up. Hold on, we lost Andy.
Oh.
Andy?
he's on mute and he's gone quiet.
Uh-oh.
He said AFK a second. He said
Oh, did he?
he's just. Yeah.
Okay, he's probably just turned his video off or covered it then.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. I'll crumple the remainder of my noodles up, having lost the rest of my appetite with a certain wave of stress going through my body. I think we'll ignore the whole investigate who leaked this thing, and if we can actually find out what's going on, then that will solve the problem. Don't want to get distracted. Might be the end of my career, but we're not going to get distracted by that. Gotta wait for Andy to come back.
If we're having a short micro break, I need to get my dog. Can we reconvene in 4 minutes at 21:20?
Okay.
Yes.
My dog is barking outside, so my life is dominated by that dog.
Well, we can talk amongst
and also-
ourselves while we.
You guys.
Also, we've lost Andy, so
Oh no!
We can talk amongst
I don't
ourselves
know
if you want.
guys
Figure out what we're going to do
read
next.
through Find out the Independent Sentinel that we got. I've just been reading through it. It seems like there could be some clues in it. I don't know.
Chris is still louder than you, B. he's in another room, by the.
Oh my god.
Uh,
I don't know why I've only come upstairs. I haven't changed any other settings. That's
Let me
really
it's
see
weird.
not
if
fun on
you're-
my end. It might be because I adjusted things.
I can turn up your
previously, I don't
volume
know.
to sort of 200%. Speak now.
Hello?
Yeah, okay, not too bad. I've doubled your volume up to the max. So,
Okay.
um,
Nick,
Excellent.
am I the same level to you as
Yeah.
usual?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
You're
I
audible.
don't know.
I mean,
Might be a
Discord is
Google.
a weird and wonderful client that occasionally
Yeah.
does weird things. Like, I am literally
I mean,
on the
Nick is
same.
literally 4 or 5 times as loud as you. I need to turn him down
Yeah.
to like 50%.
Like, I'm literally with my friend who I live with. We're on the same wired network, and yet Discord will sometimes not function between the two of us, but will function with all the rest of the people in the group just fine. And sometimes it's weird.
So weird.
Discord
Mm.
is just, yeah, still better than TeamSpeak and Mumble though. I don't have to pay for this. I remember
has
the
anybody
TeamSpeak and Mumble days.
has anybody got a clue at all about what's going on and where we should be going
Right,
next?
so that.
Well, I have a few ideas of what my character could potentially do here, knowing my skill set and what my character's good at. But I've basically been lost since the first session I was here because I came in 2 sessions after you guys started this whole thing. So I've already been playing catch up for like the entire time we've been doing this.
Okay. The next thing to do is for you to decide what you're doing with shift 1, day 2. So day 2, shift 1. Sorry. Kind of need Andy.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
So if you want to figure out what you want to do, talk amongst yourselves and work out what you want to do,
Yeah.
and then
Well,
maybe suggest to them any.
seeing as
Well,
I specialize in the talkie, I figure we still needed to talk to Bullet Bob, right?
but I don't remember why. I think there's something to do with the
Yeah,
gun
see,
that
that's the
shot the.
problem is I don't know
I
what
think it was
information
something
we're
to
trying
do
to
with
pull.
with potentially him selling
Yeah.
guns that might have been used for the shooting.
Yeah, something
Right.
like that. Or at least potentially knowing who might have supplied that.
Let me see. Bullet
Because
Bob.
I know from the notes that we know that the bullet that was fired was a 44 caseless bullet, and that's all we know. And that it was fired from a gun. It is bullet. It was fired from gun.
Right. Bullet Bobs. The reason for Bullet Bobs being specific is they describe Bullet Bobs as being the worst kept secret in the reputation. Oh, Bonnie, stop it! Take that. Go on. Go away. My dog has taken to pinching stuff out of the bin when she's it's very annoying.
Yeah.
Just put that there. Right. She's so worst kept secret of the tech department. They're an army. They're a military surplus shop. They sell guns. They sell body armor. They sell all
Yeah.
kinds of equipment. Your tactical stuff, your real tactical stuff, army surplus. But uniquely amongst shops of that type in the city, they actually sell Blade Runner surplus equipment,
Mhm.
which is very unusual. So yeah, if anyone, since no one else has got any rounds unaccounted for, he might have something.
Ah, right.
He's also got his fingers in, obviously,
Right.
in any dealings that take place there.
We've got a bullet. If we I don't we'll be able to do a bullet match if we don't have the gun though, do we? That would cause that had the shot.
Yeah, we don't know what gun fired the shot, but I believe that the bullet type is the same type of bullet that our standard issue sidearms fire.
That's
Just
correct.
44
Yes,
caseless. Yeah.
and also notable that it's an exceptionally loud. The main barrel of a Blade
Yeah.
Runner blaster is exceptionally loud gun when you fire it, and several references have already been made to the shop nightclub being very loud.
I've got some
Well,
notes.
yeah, it's a 44 Magnum from a short barrel in an enclosed space. It is going to be very loud.
We actually extracted the bullet from the wall because it hit something in the.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, apologies for repeating. My notes are: we had Sandor's DNA, caseless 4.4 round, fired from a standard model Blade Runner issue pistol. Both Leia and Sandor were issued with one. Sandor's pistol has been recovered. Sandor was shot at very close range, and then there's just you can get these guns at Bullet Bob's Runner Supplies.
Right.
So I think our first order of business for the morning is to go to the Kill magazine offices and shake them down for information. They're bound to know something. If this whole thing at the Snake Pit was anti-replicant, they might know something. But also, we need to shake them down for the leak.
Right.
He's not probably going to do it out of the goodness of his heart. So we might have to put a bit of pressure on them.
I can help.
Do we want
Yeah.
to split up, or do we want to just all go and do that?
No, I think we definitely split up.
Yeah.
So we've got
So I think
the Doc
I'm gonna-
Badger
go
photo
ahead.
connection and Bullet Bob's as well.
Yeah. So I think I'll go and talk to Bullet Bob.
Okay.
See what I can get out of him.
I was going to go to Iris's house, Iris's flat, and do a search there because her description sounded like they might have been searching the place. So
Okay.
yeah, so if I go and do that, yeah,
Sounds good.
okay.
Which right? So you can just fill me in a second. So who's doing what? I'll just fill in your case file template.
Yeah, actually, going just briefly back to Iris. So, Andy, there's we don't know why she has been attacked or somebody
No.
searched her. We don't have like a
This could be a massive red herring.
could be,
Um,
but at the same time,
actually, Chris,
Yep.
can I use where are promotion points on the character sheet?
Yes, I'm glad you asked me that. Promotion points are under inventory.
And so I've got 1 Chenyan point and 3 promotion points. What point is it to get a different forensic team to go and search her, to go and check out her apartment? Can I delegate
right,
that to someone else?
Yes, but I'm going to have to look at the rules for that. I'm sorry.
Okay, because just while you're looking that up, my thought is I'm actually quite keen to go to this pawn shop because that was on the back of the photograph of Leah as a child.
Leah, however you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Lee.
Lee, I'm not. It's the bedside
No,
photo.
it's Princess Leia in Star Wars, so I'm going with that.
Yeah. Okay.
That's spelt different.
Oh, is it?
Where
That's
is it?
spelled differently.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's Liea.
YouTube it is.
The bedside photo had the pawn shop logo on the back of it, didn't it?
His name, I think. Yeah.
It says yes, but wall. Oh, it says here it costs a point to access the Esper wall. That doesn't sound right.
A promotion point or a Chinyan point?
Promotion.
That seems a little harsh. Rules are just guidelines, though you are free to change them as GM, remember?
Yeah. Most of these require connections checks as well. So just so you're aware, APB on a fugitive or missing person, that's free. Backup to suppress a crime in progress, that's free. And an interrogation room is free. An arrest warrant, retirement or retirement order costs. Non-classified data on the mainframe is free. Classified data costs 1 or more. I will say access to the Esper wall to pursue a crime that you're not involved with If you want to go off on your
Mhm.
own, that'll cost you a promotion point. Accessing Wallace replicant records costs 1. Standard equipment and premium equipment costs. Rare equipment costs even more. Getting an autopsy done is free. Drone surveillance 1. Animoid support 1. Wiretap or search and seizure warrant 1. Help from another department agency 2. Formal complaint about a fellow officer 1. Request a special ops assault team 3. Meeting very senior people 3 or more. Getting somebody else to do your I think that counts as help from another department or agency. 1 promotion point, I think.
So I'm going to get someone else to go and do that. Oh, sorry, I've just added a point on. How do I? Okay, how do I get rid of points? There.
Right click and left click.
Yeah, I just sussed that out. Yes, okay. So I have now the correct promotion. So what I was going to do then, I'm going to spend a promotion point to go and get someone to go and do a full forensic check on her.
Now make a
apartment.
connections check.
Oh God! Right, this is going to go badly. Connections. Am I? If I'm doing this while I'm at the rep set unit, do I do it with advantage?
I forget, so I don't think so.
No success.
Okay. You can't find it. There are no teams, forensic teams, free and available at the moment. It's taking place around the city. You can't swing yourself high enough in the priority list. You'll have to do it yourself. You can keep the promotion point, however.
I'll get the promotion point back. Okay.
Don't know either, but
Okay.
could push it.
No, not with 1 point of resolve left. Okay, guys, what do you think I should do? Should I go and check out her apartment, or should I go and check out the photo and the pawn shop on the back of the photo?
Probably the apartment is the one that's likely to degrade the most over time.
Okay, I'll do the
Yeah.
Okay, I will go and do what I planned then. Okay, sorry for the interruption.
No, it's a good shout.
No. Yeah.
So you're going to Iris's apartment, is that right?
Yep.
Yep. Me and Beer are going to go to Kill Magazine, and
Hold on.
Nick's going to Bullet Bob's, I think.
Fenna is
Yes.
going to Bullet Bob's.
Yep.
And where are the other two going?
Oelsen and Novak are going to go to Kill Magazine and get a 2-for-1 offer.
Okay, right. Okay, I've got that. Terrible abbreviation. We'll spend months work out what I meant by all that. But okay, right. Let's start with.
I'm going to write it in the chat.
Yeah, good shout, actually.
Percival. That's fine. We'll start with you going to Iris's apartment.
Okay.
You head across to Iris's apartment. Very good. Yeah, interesting what's going on. Right, let's just thinking this thing through. Okay, you arrive. It's a bit of a flight. She doesn't live in the smart part of town, and when you arrive, a typical apartment block, more recent build, but maintenance quality is very poor. It's not in it's in a pretty poor neighbourhood. There's some clubs in the area, but it's nothing hugely great. As you walk in to the main foyer, as you suspected, you see that any cameras there are along. There's a lift, an elevator that's marked out of order. Wood panelled walls. The wood, however, has seen definitely better days. There used to be some paintings or pictures or something up on the walls, but they're long gone. There's a iron wrought staircase leading up along the in one corner, and a corridor leading into the bulk of the building itself.
I shall
We-
head up to her apartment. Do I know if the two, if the uniform unit are still there, or have they secured the location and then left?
I think they would have secured the location down there. They're too busy to leave two people
Yeah.
standing on something that
Yeah, I
isn't
would
a
have
high
thought so as
priority.
well.
Okay.
I shall go up to her apartment.
Okay, you go up to the first floor and along corridor you quickly find her apartment. You see the assortment of people heading in both directions. Give you a curious look as you approach in your relatively smart suit.
Oh, yes, I'm very well.
The
Yes, the main thing is it's very clean. It's a little bit scrumpled because I've been stozing at my desk in it. But
okay, right.
yes, I'm
Somebody
very
stops
smartly
you.
dressed.
Guy stops you and asks, "Who are you?
I shall just
You a tax inspector or something?"
flash him a badge and say I'm here officially.
Okay, right. Oh,
Oh, Chris, your audio just went.
yeah. Sorry, I pressed the button by mistake. This blasted thing on mine. He says, "Oh, about time someone came to sort out the leak in the roof."
No, that's not what I meant.
Well, it's a bloody crime the way they look after this place. Charge rent for this place, and then holes in the roof, gangs roaming the halls at night. Honestly, man's not safe living here.
Was there trouble
Walks off
last
like a
night?
heart. Yeah, a couple of apartments were broken into.
A couple were. Okay. Which ones?
I don't know. What do I look like? An information service?
Well, you seem to want to talk to me.
No, I don't.
Are you sure? I'm very happy to talk to you.
Nah, it's all right. You go ahead, officer.
Thank you for your service. Sorry. Thank you for your help.
Yeah, okay. He shakes his head and pulls on his fedora and looks out, muttering.
I shall go and find. Is her apartment? Has it got like a police tape across the door? Or is the door shut?
Door's shut and it's got a locking bar has been placed across it, for which, yes, locking bar has been placed across it with a sort of police crime scene, do not touch marks on it.
Do I have a code to unlock the locking bar? I would
No,
assume-
but it'd be trivial for you to get it.
Okay, I shall obtain it and then unlock it and enter.
Okay, right. You enter the apartment.
Just to be clear, because I'm getting slightly worried, there's all kinds of weird stuff going on. I have just sort of made sure my pistol is slightly looser in my holster, and I'm not drawing it or anything, but I'm just almost subconsciously checking it. I mean, I've never fired it apart from on a range, but hey, that could be interesting.
As you go and give me an observation, please. Nothing to worry about. Don't worry.
I'm not pushing that because I can't push anything, but I got 2 successes.
That's a pretty good result. Okay, as you go in, has a faint damp smell about it, and as described, it's a bit of a mess. The apartment has been turned over. Looks like thoroughly.
Right.
In
So,
your opinion, it's not a professional job of being turned over.
so it's been turned over and searched rather than trashed.
Yes.
Okay. I will spend some time photographing it as a crime scene.
Okay.
And in doing so, I will also see if I can spot some hidey hole that they have missed.
Okay. As you go around it with your observation success, that's very good there. You notice 2 things about this. Let me just double check. 2 things I think about this apartment stand out to you. First thing, she described how things have been stolen. By the time you'd finished talking to her, a certain amount of cash, some jewelry and other valuables had been taken, and you corroborate that by finding the appropriate locations, and a small sort of safe box has been broken, things like that. However, you note that she has got a animoid iguana in a cage in the corner that has not been stolen. It occurs to you that that is by far the most valuable thing in this flat, unless she had the famous diamonds in here or something like that.
Yes, well, the Hope Diamond, famously stored in the apartment of a random.
You know what I mean. You know what I
Yeah,
mean.
indeed.
Yeah, I know. I know what you
It'd be
mean.
unlikely that she would have jewelry to the value
Yeah.
of more than a animoid
Right.
iguana. Second thing, it just occurs to you, you've looked around a little bit at the graffiti. There's a lot of slogans that fly around the place and things like that. You're a smart guy. You're used to looking at patterns and things like that. And looking at it, the way it's written, there's a lack of consistency to it.
So, are you meaning that it looks like someone trying to make it look like they're anti-replicant without
Yeah.
actually doing a very good job of it?
Much of this break into you looks staged.
Okay.
Even in actual fact, when you take a look at the way that it's been turned over, the mess almost looks theatrical. Does that make sense?
So they may not have even been searching for something. Okay.
Well, no, if it's staged, they're trying to make it look like she's been attacked, or somebody's trying to make it look. Well, if it's staged, then presumably she's in on it. Trying to get the sympathy vote.
But why? Because she was totally and utterly off our radar. We'd gone and talked to her. We had information from her. She called us. Why would she want to? So I'm not sure.
This is she's a replicant, isn't she?
Yes.
Yes.
So there's been a lot of almost theatrical anti-replicant narrative going on in these crimes. What if that's the red herring?
Yeah.
What, somebody's trying to get the anti-replicant movement in trouble?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Drum up support for replicants or against replicants, depending on their agenda. I'm not sure. I don't know if that's anything that worth to think about.
There's something weird it's something weird. All right. Chris, do you want to do someone else, and I'll just ponder the other thought doing this location.
Okay. Next thing is someone's going on to Bullet Bob's, aren't they?
Nick.
You're right at Bullet Bob's. Bullet Bob's run a surplus. It's not actually called run a surplus on the outside. It's called Bullet Bob's military surplus. It's a fairly substantial shop with got an assortment of equipment on show in the front window. It's a bit of storm brewing as you land down outside, and you could hear that when kept forgetting to mention it. Sorry, you could hear it building as you were walking around the corridors of the apartment building. As you hustle your way across to the place, it's a substantial place on a corner in sector 3. Sorry, forget it. In the sector near where you work. Yep, as you push your way in, nobody else in there. Just the locked up racks of weaponry behind long counters, body armor, other spurious pieces of equipment, racks of pepper sprays and some military surplus or clothing on a rack, and the infamous door behind which you can find the actual runner surplus. You see Bob Gorski himself is standing behind the counter, just next to his usual spot, just next to the door through into the Blade Runner Reptitech unit surplus section. Let me just find his picture. You see Bob?
Yep.
I do see Bob.
Good. I'm going to show you the wrong character sooner or later. It's just going to happen.
I think every single male person in this scenario is bald. Well, he's
Or
bald on top.
balding.
What
Yeah.
is it? So just moving off topic a little bit, but
Look, it's
if you
very
read
stressful living in LA in Blade Runner times. Hair loss is very common.
well, he's got long hair down the back of him, I suppose. He looks up when you walk in. Gosh, actually, quite a lot of them are bald.
Every single male is bald on top. Coco has the most hair.
Well, all right. This explains so much because now we know that Harrison Ford's character was definitely a replicant because he still has all of his hair.
To be fair, William Novak's not bald. He just shaved it really tight. So.
Okay.
That makes him a bad guy.
I can make a connection check to see if you know. If you know him.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Let me. Yep, I will make the roll. Let us see if I succeed. I do not.
Okay.
I'm not going to push it either.
He looks across at you, disinterested when you walk in.
Would you happen to be Bob? I don't know if he's Bob.
Yeah, I'm
I
Bob.
mean, I as a player do, but okay.
Good point. Yeah, I'm Bob. What can I do for you?
I'm actually looking for information on a very specific firearm.
There's a special on raincoats over there. We've got some good quality boots down there. We've got a new delivery of shotgun ammunition if you're interested in that sort of thing. Haven't got a special deal on information.
Well, I'm looking for something in 44 caseless.
Yeah, I don't sell that to the general public.
Oh, it's a good thing I'm not the general public, and I bring out my badge.
He beckons you here. Takes a closer look at it. Well, I'm sorry, Detective Fenna. Still don't do a huge range of information on huge deal of information, but anything I can do. He presses a button and the door clicks open.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I will go through the door. Which
Good
totally
luck.
isn't going to get me ambushed and killed, but hey.
He doesn't. It doesn't know it's in there. It's another section of the shop. It's
Yeah.
just got.
Yeah, no,
very
I
specific.
figured it's the special selection.
It is, and he has got a very impressive array of stuff that he really shouldn't
Mhm.
have.
Yeah.
What are you particularly interested in?
Well, have you perchance sold any PKDs recently? The FKM 890s specifically?
Not one of those. No, I've sold one of the F-25s. That's a smaller caliber version without the sonic blaster, but not what you're looking for there.
Okay. Has anyone come in asking for a lot of 44 caseless, or even just a little bit of 44 caseless?
Is he telling the truth?
I've got my customer confidentiality. You know, you wouldn't want people asking questions like that.
I understand. I'm gonna show him a picture of Leia. Has this person? Have you seen this person recently? Within the last, how long has it been since the
Couple of
shooting
days,
incident?
only a
Couple
day.
days in the last the last day or so.
What if I have? He said, looking at a picture. She's a Blade Runner like you.
How did he know that?
Yeah.
So you have seen her then?
Yeah.
Was
See a
she
lot of Blade. Sorry. He says, I see a lot of Blade Runners.
around what time did you see this Blade Runner?
Don't know if he seems a little bit reluctant. Make a manipulation check.
Okay.
It says here, make a manipulation check. So make a manipulation check.
I'm gonna push this.
That'll do. Oh, hold on.
Oh,
Wait. Oh, hold on.
Okay.
Oh, yes, you do want to push.
Okay.
I had it scrolled up, so I thought you had 2 successes. No, you might want to push that then. Yes.
There we go.
Okay.
I'll accept this.
That's how you do it, Andy.
Yeah, I realised that. Yeah. I think my character's going to sleep for 2 days or something like that to recover.
Okay. I talk on to him for a few minutes, and you manage to convince him that you're you charm him a bit. You convince him on the way up, detective. Well, I'm telling you what you do. How do you win him over?
Okay. How I win him over is I get him talking about different models of gun. Gun people love talking about guns. I say
true.
this as a
Okay.
gun person.
Okay.
So I start talking about the merits of the lower caliber version that he mentioned selling earlier, and like the newer variants that we've got, and how the Sonic Blaster is just so nice to have on the new versions, and but it affects a little bit the alignment on the barrel, which can affect ballistic performance of the actual bullets, which is a shame. And get talking about the technical specifications of guns and
And you
work
get
my
into
way
an
around
argument.
to it.
You get into an argument about the ballistic qualities of a couple of the guns as well, which he seems to like as well. And you end up with all sorts of guns wrapped up and shown on the thing. He's even got the Rep Detect units, SWAT units, assault rifles in there, which he is happy to let you.
Is that legal?
Well then, all right.
Extremely restricted. Shall we say? But yeah, so right, yeah, you win him over. Okay,
this feels
fine.
like a reverse interrogation. You're going to end up buying a whole bunch of guns and coming out with a whole lot of stuff you never wanted.
Yeah, I just come out that front door looking like I'm ready to take on an entire infantry platoon.
So when you show him the photo of Leia, he does confirm that she was here yesterday morning, 24 hours ago, roughly speaking. She bought 10mm caseless ammo for her PKD.
Okay.
She didn't say what she needed it for, and he didn't ask, but he does, after talking to her for a while, he said, yeah, she wasn't herself. She seemed nervous, agitated.
All right. Well, I think that's actually all the information I need, because what I'm going to do is before
Before you go,
Yeah.
did he see how he got here or left, like taxi or car or?
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I guess I'll ask that as well. Like, did you see how she got here? Did she like walk, or what was it taxi?
She came on foot.
Okay. Valuable information. Thank you.
Is it worth showing him any of the other pictures that we've got of like the owner of the Snake Pit, Iris? Like, did anybody else come in and buy that gun? Like anybody that we've had, Styles, the editor of the Kill magazine,
Let me look through the.
Sander. Just show him like, did any of the other people come in and buy a gun?
Yeah, I will ask that. Yeah.
No one, when you show him, skim through a list of pictures of
Yeah.
bug shots for him, he doesn't.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to now leave the shop and contact the rest of the unit and say, hey, I might have a potential lead. I have something of I might have a potential lead on Leia's location if we can track where she went after visiting Bullet Bob yesterday.
Nice.
Right. Okay.
Good.
It's 5-2 now. Do you want to try and do the Kill magazine as well?
Be nice to round
be
it
honest-
out. But
it
if
might be
it's
a long one.
okay,
No, okay. We might have
No,
to
it's
just be a
good.
bit brisk about that. So I remind you, I haven't eaten my supper yet.
or turn it into a cliffhanger.
Dun dun dun.
Okay. Okay. You arrive at the Kill office. It's a CD office located in Sector 1. It's on the first floor of a brutalist apartment building. Commercial property. Not that. Yeah. As I mentioned, the heavy rain earlier, pouring off the broken concrete that it's made of. Streets are quite busy. Normal day.
Okay, I think we'll head in. Don't want to be
Okay,
standing
you head
around in the rain.
Okay, let me just. Come on, you stupid. That's better, right? I'm gonna tidy up my screen. Oh, well, that's a useful feature I didn't know about. Right. Okay. That should have moved you to a Kill Magazine offices map, which is
Very
really not very necessary.
Yep.
Can you actually see it, or is it? Do you need icon tokens?
No,
No,
I can see it. It's fully revealed.
Okay, fine. Okay, it's not very exciting. When you arrive, you come into a reception. It's got formerly bright-coloured red carpet on the floor, but it's worn and stained now. It's got a scruffy sofa off to one side, coffee table with ashtray that hasn't been cleaned up for quite a long time. Decorating the walls, you see some of the more lurid headlines and covers from the magazine over the years, where they've got particularly interesting stories that they find particularly interesting. There's a fake pot plant in the corner and a counter with a lady sat behind it. She's middle-aged blonde. Sitting looking at you through with blue eyes, a suspicious look as you walk in. Welcome to Kill Magazine. How can I help you?
Morning. We'd like to see the editor, please.
You have an appointment?
No.
You need an appointment, sorry.
I look around at the empty room.
Take
We're
out
on
my
official.
badge.
Yeah, we're here on official business.
She rolls her eyes when she sees that and says, "Hold on a minute. Hold on. Let me."
See the badge? See? That's our appointment.
She gives you a dirty look and steps through the door behind her. You hear a brief conversation next door, and the door opens, and a guy who disproves the rule that you were talking about earlier.
What?
He's got hair.
I bet it's a
He has got
toupee.
hair.
Oh,
I think.
nobody,
Yeah, it's fake.
nobody would buy that.
That's a rug.
He's
That's a
clearly
rug.
the protagonist,
Yeah.
because
He
as we
walks-
all know,
That's an
Walks in.
animaloid hamster on his head, isn't it?
He walks in to. Waits for a couple of minutes. She walks back in and says, "Hold on a minute." She shows you into the meeting on the right little sort of conference type thing over here, and says, "Would you like a coffee?"
Yeah, black, no sugar.
Same, please.
Okay, she hustles out and comes back a few minutes with a not particularly good cup of coffee, and a couple of minutes later, that gentleman walks in. Good morning. My name is Shayla. Gerald Shayla, Editor-in-Chief. How can I help you?
Yeah, I would like to talk to you about an investigation that made your front page this morning.
Oh? Oh! An investigation into that business?
Yeah, do you have a few moments? Answer a few questions?
Sure. As long as you have time to answer a few questions.
Yeah. Plenty of time to give short answers.
Good. 4 answers better than no answers at all. So, yeah, your name's Novak, right? Recognize you. You work for the Rep Detect Unit, yeah? My assistant, excuse her, can I see your badge?
I'll show him in my badge.
Yeah, she didn't mention it, but yeah, there it is. Rep Detect logo all over the place. Good folks.
Yeah, come on, I won't beat around the bush. I mean,
I hear a
I've
rumour
got
that you're employing replicants yourselves now, is that correct?
I've got some sympathies for your views on the matter. But what we're really interested in is whether you've got information that we could find useful on this investigation. You seem to have a pretty thorough accounting of the matter. Pretty impressed.
Yeah, well, I have some insight into it. Have you read the article?
I've skimmed through it. I have to admit, I've been a bit busy this morning, but what I read.
He leans forward and you can smell his breath with the rank coffee and cigarette smoke as he says, "Wrote it myself. I was quite pleased with it."
Yeah, I can see that. What fascinates me is you had quite a lot of detail in there. How
Yeah.
did you get that detail?
How do you think? How would a man like me get detail like that on something that happened there?
So who did you speak to?
I didn't speak to anybody. I was there.
You were there.
Yeah, best kind of witness, eyewitness, right from the paper itself. I couldn't believe this thing the scene unfolded right in front of me.
I will look.
So what are you doing about this? Rep Detect Unit's got its people running around the place. What's
So
happened
presumably
to,
you were quite
what's happened to the
supportive of
woman?
what happened. Were you
Boys,
quite
hate to see
supportive
the
of
law
what
going
happened?
out of control.
Yeah, but surely you've got no love for replicants. I'm sure you were quite happy to see one of them gunned down in the snake pit.
You give me an insight check.
A success.
A success.
Is Oelsen rolling as well?
Yeah, sure. Oelsen, you can roll. Sorry.
You're muted, B, I think, or you've got no.
Am I? I
I
think
can
it's
hear you
just
now.
the.
You know.
I think it's just the
Yeah.
next.
He's leading. Yeah. Feel free to. Yeah.
Nice, 2 successes in total.
2 successes. You're That's 1 success.
One says each.
One.
Oh, I see 1
One
success
each?
each. I see what you mean. Right. Okay. Sorry. You don't really notice it quite so much, Novak, but Oelsen, you notice that when he says that pleased to see a replicant gunned down, there's a slight shift in his demeanour. He almost looks a tiny little. It's just for a microtransaction of an expression, but he seems a bit surprised.
Okay. Yeah. Unless, of course, you don't agree with what happened at the snake pit.
Well, given my ignorance, I knew that the Rep Detect department was involved, but I didn't know the guy who was shot was a replicant as well.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, you can't tell these days sometimes, can you? Well, a disgrace if you ask me. Don't they usually
Yeah.
partner up the skin jobs with a real human?
Yeah, sometimes if you can.
How about you? You're
I'm
both
not a
human, right?
replicant.
There's a rule, isn't
I'm,
it? You guys have to tell me.
I'm not a replicant.
If you're a cop, you have to tell me.
Yeah, I was going to say that does feel like that. Like,
Isn't,
you have to tell me you're.
that is not correct, by the way, but he seems to think it is.
No, yeah,
No,
that's not
no,
right.
it's absolutely that same thing of like,
I
yeah.
Yeah, I correct him and I say, actually, I don't believe we do have to disclose our genetic makeup to anybody legally.
Yeah. Yeah. Night before last, I was in the snake pit. I was just drinking and, yeah, watching that skin job dancing on the stage.
Do
Which
you
is a
usually,
little. Go on.
Go on,
do you
what?
usually attend the snake pit,
Sometimes.
or was this a regular
The
night?
entertainment's crap, but the beer's generally good. And there's always an interesting crowd around there.
Do you have a lot of friends at the snake pit?
Did that night.
Sorry, say again, Chris.
I did that night, yeah.
Oh, you met up with some people, or
Yeah, me and some friends were drinking there.
who did you go with? Anyone else that could provide you your inside scoop?
No, I'm the professional writer here.
Chris, were there any details in the magazine article that he couldn't have gleaned if he'd been there? That are in addition to what he might have been able to, that he would have got by being there.
Yeah, it's got several details that you wouldn't expect he wouldn't be able to get otherwise. Stuff that only you guys know, and indeed a couple of didn't know.
Sure.
But he quite accurate description of the two people. He definitely identifies them as Blade Runners. He identifies them as having being armed with the specialized blasters, the tech unit. Yeah.
Did you see the person who did the shooting? Did you see?
Did I? Yeah. Jesus, they tried to shoot me. That big albino bloke. His name is, I don't know, Sky or Piles or something. Yeah, I've seen him around the place before anyway. He was there. He started coming over and causing trouble. And, yeah, things were just getting a little bit heated, but it was all, friendly banter type stuff, a bit of rough housing, but nothing too bad. Then these two Blade Runners came up. Yeah. And yeah.
So
Who was this albino hassling in the snake pit?
So, like I say, his name's Piles or something. Don't know. I've seen the guy around the place before.
Sorry, is that the guy doing the hassling or being
He was
hassled?
hassling. He was hassling me.
Oh, right. Why was he hassling you?
Oh, me and my friends were just, having a laugh. Hey. He loves them, doesn't he? He loves the skin jobs.
The albino.
Oh, yeah.
fella.
This guy's hassling me, and like things are starting to get rough, okay? And he's a big guy, and I ain't in my prime. I'm not in my prime. This guy's starting to wail on me pretty bad, and this guy that pulls that replicant blaster he's levelled it right at this Skiles bloke. And they're going to arrest him or something like that. I don't know what happens. And out of nowhere, I'm telling you what, I couldn't believe it. Out of nowhere, the woman Blade Runner, right? She pulls out her pistol, massive, great big thing, just like that one you've got there. Your jacket slips open a little bit. Pulls it out, shoots the guy right in the chest. Bang, there and then.
Isn't an account we've heard before, is it, Chris?
Sorry?
Is this an account we've heard before? Because
No, it's not. It's completely
No.
at variance to everything that you've heard before.
yeah,
He has just basically told you that Lair straight up shot Sandor
We
yeah.
think he's
when he
telling
tried,
the truth.
when he tried to address. I'm not liberty to say right now. I think that's where we're going to close and continue
Okay.
the interrogation
Woohoo.
next week. You said leave it for a cliffhanger.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
worries. Good, good man.
Gives us a chance to think of a response.
Yeah.
Next time on Blade Runner.
Dun,
On
dun.
Electric Dreams.
Okay. All right.
So should we leave it there?
Yep.
Yep.
Thank you to everyone watching. There'll be another episode at some point soon.
Yeah.
Bye for now.
I don't know.
Bye.